Alright, greetings. Welcome to another VR demo. This is with Mike from the Mystic Crew and also pinballhelp.com. Today I am doing a little demo of a fun VR game that we've been having a lot of enjoyment with in the club. This is called Trickster VR, and it's we're using the HTC Vive. I believe this is probably also available on the Oculus. I'm not sure about any of the PlayStation VR or anything like that. But this is a really cool, simple, cheap game that they just had a recent update to and made it even better, and it's really, really neat. So basically what this is this is a virtual reality procedural dungeon crawler. So what happens is you start these little quests and you go through, kill monsters, get treasure, and there's an objective at each one. The world is set in this interesting universe where you're kind of basically just on these floating rocks in this sea of whatever. And it's very visually striking. It's obviously not super duper high resolution, but it works really well for what you can do here. This is your home base that you start out in the game, and you'll see there's a portal right there down in the middle of that blue cube. You will travel through that portal to other islands. Each island will be a little mini campaign. There will be various objectives and monsters to kill, and you get experience and you collect gold and things like that. And like typical kinds of Dungeons and Dragons things, you have weapons and you have spells and you have other kinds of abilities. So I'm going to give you a little intro into this. So let's teleport down there.
Remind me not to let you take these long breaks. Your aim is getting worse.
So there's a disembodied English voice that's kind of your guide to help you here. And you'll notice around these arches, there's words, and these all correspond to weapons and items that I've collected along the way. The more you play, the more you unlock special abilities and things, and then you can also advance with weapon specialization. This mainly came about in a more recent patch. Previously, there wasn't much to it. It was just a kind of a jump in, kill some monsters, jump out. Now there's more of a progression. There's different choices and options you can do as far as what kind of weapons you like to use, whether you want to use swords or whether you want to use bows. And each character has two weapons, a primary and a secondary, that they can switch back and forth from. One is a melee weapon and the other is a ranged weapon. And I'll show you there's different types of weapons that you can get. So we'll go over here. You also have things you can put on your belt, like here's a healing flask. So if I reach out, I can equip that and see it's on my belt right there. And to use it, I reach down, grab it, smash it on the ground, and that's how you heal. And then you'll see there's a timeout. See, it takes a little bit of time before I can use it again. So the primary weapons in the game are over here on the table, and that is your sword and shield and your bow and arrow. Works like you would expect. In this game, headshots count for much more than body shots. And you'll see there's this little symbol on each of your weapons. That's a special ability that you have, and when that comes through, you can use it. In this case, with the sword and shield, you can throw the shield like Captain America, and it'll bounce around and come back to you. This one, I think you shoot 3 arrows at a time, and it's a little bit more powerful. So each weapon has different features, and as you progress through the game, you can get stronger ranged weapons. And then you have all these things. Here's the crossfire, which is a little pair of dueling little mini cross things. They don't do as much damage as a regular bow, but they're pretty neat. And then you twist them to reload, so you can go reload. See, this shows how many arrows are left. 57. There's throwing darts. There's dual swords here, so I can grab these. Then I can switch back and forth between my ranged and my melee weapon. And this is a new weapon I just picked up. Look at that. The red band. It's a big two-handed sword. Look at that. So what's neat about this is, see, if I use it one hand, you see how it lags a little bit? But if I put my second hand next to it, it moves more like a two-handed sword. So you actually have to use two hands with it. It's pretty neat. The implementation of melee combat and range combat in this is really fun and interesting. So let's have some fun. We'll go, and I'm gonna go with sword and shield here, and of course, I can upgrade all of the weapons as I collect more gold and things. So the game centers around this campaign, and you have different areas you could go through: the Highlands, Crossroads, Nordhall, and like Crossroads.
I wouldn't do it any other way.
Wave-based attack. You basically pick an item, and then the monsters just come at you, and you have to survive waves. Some of these.
How about trying some new toys this time?
Campaigns where there's an objective
boring.
where you're supposed to travel and follow. This is also multiplayer, so you can see here. We can look and see how many other groups there are playing, and we can actually jump into a group with some other people. Now, I'm going to run through a short campaign just by myself to give you an idea of how it works. But I can click here and make that public, and people can jump in and join me. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to jump right into a simple, low-level campaign. So this is it, Mournful Garden. So we'll just teleport in, and we'll be off. So I can switch back to my weapons. And let's see what we can do. So the game will be loading up right now. Come on, game. There we go. And
wanna go treasure hunting? Send my regards to Uncle Orc, will you?
Alright, so right here is our objectives. Find the repeater nest, activate the fire rune, defend the rune while it charges. Okay, so our objective is to go to wherever the blue light is in the sky. Now take a look at this world. It's really, really lush and beautiful. Floating things in the air, and every game is different. It's never the same path, never the same looking thing, and there's 3 or 4 different environments, maybe even more. I haven't gotten too far, so let's wander around. You can use regular locomotion in the game too. So here's some monsters now. They're going to throw. So I'm going to wait and let them come to me. See, I can block it. Now if I hit him in the head, I score more points than if I hit him in the back. And then I'll collect the gold, get some more arrows, and move forward. What's nice about the melee implementation is it's not just flail your arms wildly. You have to put the sword in this particular spot. If if they're wearing a helmet, you can't just hit them. Move out of the way. So I'm dodging this fireball. There we go. So there's definitely some thought that goes into it. So now switch to my range weapon. Oops. Okay, teleport over there. Got me in the head. Ouch. Alright. There we go. Okay. So, also you can pick up scrolls along the way, and you can use these. This is a scroll of force, and it'll push monsters away, and each one is a little bit different. So we'll move along, and load. And here we go.
There's a chest just ahead of you. Maybe worth checking out.
It's right there, so we'll head over to this chest. Experience. You can only hold one scroll at a time. So now I can just put my head in here. Oh, and look, these guys have some kind of a shield spell. So I can go through the shield, but projectiles won't go through it, so... And there we go. Now, I'm a bit of a higher level character, so I'm having an easy time with this lower level, but I'm doing that just to show. But it can be quite challenging, and you can form a party of up to 4 other players, and it can get really scary and pretty hairy. So looks like I'm going the wrong way. I need to go over there, so I need to go all the way back down and around. But just look at the scenery. Isn't that spectacular? It's a really lovely world that they have created. So let's go down. Teleport. Which way do I go back through that? Oh, monsters, okay.
Look up! Target practice is here.
Switch to sword and shield here. Come to me. So you can see that AI is not super awesome. It does work well. And the models are not the most elaborate, but performance is quite good, and it's a lot of fun. And it can be quite a workout. Okay, so let's get to the final part. Oh no, this is one of the objectives. Got a little ways to go.
See those war machines? Get closer and I'll summon a fire rune to blow them up. I'm that
so this
nice.
is our objective. So we'll head over here and activate this fire rune. It's going to summon some monsters. So we have to defend that. Monsters will be coming, and they'll drop from the air. They'll come from all around. It's pretty interesting. There we go. See the airship? Sometimes you can set the airship on fire. There we go. So now I'll use my special ability to see these, and God, that guy blew him out of the sky. Here they come. Switch to my shield. That guy's a tough one. More of them coming up from all different sides. Pick up the gold. Ouch! Oop, heal myself. Behind me.
Excellent work. I've marked your enemy with huge blue blood. You won't miss it, will you?
Getting pretty hairy. Oh, he's running away. Get him. There we go. So did I not defend the rune? I don't know. I guess I must have accomplished my objective. There's still monsters coming. So I need to come fight my way back here. Get to that blue thing, so here we go. Some of the path. Okay. Picking up all the things and moving on. What's nice about this game is it doesn't take very long. It's a short game. You can be in and out. And a lot of VR games, they tend to either be really shallow or really elaborate and long. Okay, I gotta go that way, so I'm gonna go up here. And you can play this game for
Look up!
20
Target
minutes.
practice is here.
Or you can play it longer. It's nice to just have like a little short, high intense thing. Alright, so we're moving on. And of course, I'm doing something. These spellcasters. I'm doing something that is.
Up there, a sky ship. Tell me you have some arrows left.
They're coming. There they are. So you can actually block these guys. It's pretty neat. And procedurally generated stuff creates some weird looking things sometimes. Just teleported into a rock or something. And here's the end. So when you get to the end,
you found it!
Amount of time,
look for the control room and give it a little tap.
The portal activates again. So we'll go right over here, wait the portal, and then something. In the higher levels, this game can get really intense, and the monsters can be really hard to fight. And with more players, it gets more difficult too. Come to directions; they'll be all around you.
I'm gonna cut you in half.
See, I can run out of arrows.
Come on,
You've done it! Now jump inside before it closes!
Alright. So
I think we overstayed our welcome, don't you think? The portal is ready. I think we overstayed our welcome, don't you think? The portal is ready. A way out is here. Jump into the portal quickly.
So there you have it. This is a fun dungeon. Oh, that hurt. We're getting a little heavy here. I'm gonna go through the portal. And then
I think we overstayed our welcome, don't you think? The portal is ready.
and there you have it. This is
Now that's material
it's a
for a
fun
great
game. It's
story,
actually
don't you
quite a
think?
bit of a workout when you're flailing all around and everything. And you collect gold, and then you can update your weapons. So you can go over here. You can upgrade your things if you get enough experience. So fun game. It's even more fun when you're playing with other players and you're part of a team, and there's just bigger groups of monsters that are going around. So check it out. It's called Trickster VR. We really like it a lot, and I think you might as well. So hope you enjoy it.